An underrated yet highly effective method for learning is the free recall technique. That is when, after reading a passage in a book or watching a video, you go back and try to spontaneously recall whatever you can remember, and you write out the key ideas on a piece of paper in any order that you remember them, with the aim of just tossing out the paper afterwards. And the purpose was just to surface your recollection of the material, and doing that over and over until your understanding of the material really solidifies and locks in. One thing people don't really understand when it comes to learning material is the difference between recall and recognition. Your brain likes to be energy efficient, so if it thinks it can get away with a less cognitively intensive process, then it will go for that. Recognition is when you see the passage and you can recognize it. So a lot of people think that, oh, I recognize the passage, that means I've learned it. But recognition is not the same as understanding. My brain's reasoning is that I can come back and I can open this book or video or Wikipedia article later, and I recognize that at that time, which is okay if you're able to do that. But if you want to deeply internalize the material for like an exam or for any other purpose, you want to really understand the material, then we've got to move beyond recognition territory and into recall territory. And that's one benefit of the free recall technique, is that you cannot make it up. You either do spontaneously recall it or you don't recall it. And if you don't recall it, then it shows you which parts of the material that you are not understanding until you are able to spontaneously recall those key ideas. When you truly understand the material, you will see that all the ideas are interlinked. So when you remember one idea, it will start spooling up the other ideas. And that's how you know you really understand the subject matter. Of course, there's a lot more that goes into wisdom building than just being able to recall key ideas. But we could say that recalling is necessary but not sufficient for wisdom building. It's an important first step in being able to understand material, because if you cannot even spontaneously recall the key ideas, you would be hard-pressed to say that you really understand the subject matter. Another benefit of the free recall technique, besides that it forces you to get clear on what you understand, is that it's accessible for people who are anxious and disorganized. People who are anxious and disorganized, when it comes to the traditional note-taking method, they struggle with all sorts of overthinking, like how do I have the perfect notes, how do I have the perfect structure. But in the free recall technique, none of that matters, because the aim is not even to have any notes, it's to just toss the notes, and the whole point is to do the recollection until you understand the material very deeply.